If you need to make your team stronger, go to u7buy.com and buy yourself some cheap and reliable FC24 coins. Remember to use my discount code ELI to enjoy 6% off. Most of you guys know U7Buy for its FC coin service. Apart from FC coins, U7Buy also provides more games services like top-up mobile games, gift cards, game keys, and more. Click my link in the description and enjoy the cheapest price now. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We have another meta custom tactics to go over today. This time it's going to be the 4-4-1-1. This is the team I've been using. I sub out Cooney Cross because obviously she's not evoed all the way and put in Walty. Walty is exceptional for only like 900 coins. I'm already back in Division 3. Probably, I don't know, what's today? Today is Sunday. I don't get to play today. Maybe about like Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, I'll be back at Division 2, something like that. I don't get to play that much, guys. I mean, I do play, but I don't play as often, if that makes sense. I got a full-time job, 50 hours a week, you know. So I do what I can. All right, so this is a team. Let's get into it. Excuse me. By the way, that goes to show you that you can use not just any team, but you don't have to use the most meta players to get into the higher divisions. You just got to know how to play. Gotta know how to stick to the basics, do the L1 triggers, 1-2s, open up the passes, let go of the sprint button in your own half. Do a lot of fake shots instead of like different skill moves to move faster, to be more agile. That L1 speed boost, everybody's trying to do that right now. So if you know how to jockey, even better. They won't get past you. But yeah, those are like the tips that I wanted to go over before I go into the tactics. But this is a tactic, the 4-4-1-1. So this one right here, look, that's how it looks like with the ball, without the ball, same thing. I keep going back to that box midfield. I love that box midfield. So you have your, well, let me get into it here. You have your back line of 3, your 2 CDMs, which will be your left back that acts like a CDM, and then your right center mid, which is a holding center mid, so he won't be too forward, or he or she won't be too forward. He'll literally stay at the center mid position. Then you have a box center mid next to it, and then you have a playmaker. So it's more like a quote-unquote diamond box midfield, but it's still a box midfield nonetheless. And I just love playing with a box midfield in this type of setup. Now that we can finally put a fullback as a CDM, it's so hard for your opponent to be able to break you on quick counterattacks whenever you have your CDM, a fullback as your CDM that actually steps into position if your other CDM moves out of the way, if that makes sense. Then you have your right winger and your left winger, and then you have your cam. So it's literally like a 4-2-3-1, but with a box midfield, if that makes sense, and a back line of 3. But let's get into everything else. 4-4-1-1. Build up style balance, I leave it there. I haven't really messed with, I mess with counter, but it's a little bit too fast. I don't like playing too fast, so I just stick to balance. Defensive approach, I am playing a very high line right now. I'm playing a 72 line height. I can't even talk right now, guys. 72 line height. The reason why is because it allows you to get into your opponent's face a little bit more, and it does make you do a little bit of an offside trap. Not often, just every now and again. I believe there is going to be, or there is, a offside trap like tick. I just haven't found it yet. I think it's in the 80s or the 90s. I'm not sure. But once I find it, I'll let you guys know. But 72 gives some type of offside traps every now and then. But it does allow you to congest the midfield a little bit more and stop your opponent from hitting so many counterattacks. And it prevents your opponent from having time to turn around and try to do that L1 speed boost, because that's what you're trying to prevent, honestly. Let's get into the actual tactics. So everything is as follows. Goalie, super keeper, balance. Both center backs, or one center back, should be defender or defend. The other one should have, if you have a stopper plus, put a stopper plus here and then defend, or stopper plus and balance. If you don't have a stopper plus, then play defend right here. So you can play this and this. I like stopper plus because that makes them have like a quote-unquote intercept plus play style, if that makes sense. Your right back is going to be fullback defend, so make sure you get a very defensive-minded fullback here that could actually play like as an actual quote-unquote center back. So for me, I have Ben White. He can play center back, obviously. So he just tucks in deep and plays center back. Left back is going to be false back and defend. So with the false back instruction, they do drift into the CDM instruction or the CDM position with the defend instruction. If you put balance, they end up being a center mid, but you already have a center mid next to them. So I recommend putting defend, so they actually play like as a CDM, and it makes them not cut passing lanes, but it makes them just sit right in front of your left center back. Which for me, what I do is, since I have the stopper plus as my left center back, and I have my false back right in front of him, it gets in the way a little bit more to steal the ball. Left center mid is going to be box to box balance. So he doesn't have to have a box-to-box plus play style. It's just as long as they have a box-to-box instruction. As long as whenever you put a player in that lineup without the, how do I want to say it? If you put a player on the lineup that's supposed to be there, that's good. But if you put somebody that's not supposed to be there, like let's say I would have put Catley, my left back, and I would put her as a center mid, she would have had that little yellow exclamation mark. That means she won't work as properly. Like, it's just, she's going to work at a certain percentage of her actual whatever percent it's supposed to be. It just won't be as good as it's supposed to be, if that makes sense. If you add a plus, then it just acts better. Think about it like this. Havertz as a box-to-box right there. He's not a plus. He's just good. So that means he's playing at 100% to his stats. If you put a plus, then he'll play a little bit better. Plus, he'll play a little bit even better, which by that, I mean the AI will make him do more work, if that makes sense. So it'll make him get in position faster, move forward a little bit faster, stuff like that. That's basically what that means. Your right center mid is going to be holding and defend, because they're going to be a more defensive-minded center mid. So they won't be as deep like a CDM, but they will be a center mid. But that's fine because you have your false back as your CDM anyways. Your right mid is going to be wide playmaker and attack. The reason why we have it like that is that way they can actually be an outlet player, start from the right and then cut inside a lot. They just won't act like a forward, if that makes sense. They're just going to act like a wide playmaker, like a wide cam, like a Saka, for example, like a Mahrez whenever he used to play for Man City, stuff like that. So they will start out wide and cut inside a lot. They'll be an outlet player, so you'll be able to do a lot of through balls to your main man, your main striker. Your left mid, same thing, wide playmaker, attack, same exact thing. They won't drop too deep to defend, but they will create a lot of chances through the wing. Your cam is going to be playmaker. If you can have a playmaker plus, preferably try to put that. That way they actually do more work for you. They move in positions that they're supposed to be in, drift wide sometimes, cut inside, basically get in the right positions for incisive passes. If you can put an incisive pass player here too, go ahead and do that, because incisive passes are broken right now. People aren't talking about it just because they haven't really discovered it. But incisive passes and long ball passes are crazy right now if you know how to use it. And when you have a very agile forward like Gabriel Jesus, if you do a first time fake shot, that's even faster than doing the L1 sprint boost, because with the L1 sprint boost you kind of have to hold the ball before you can do the L1 sprint boost. So if you do a first time fake shot, it's just faster because you haven't even received the ball yet. You already put the command. They'll do a first time fake shot, move into the whatever space you move them into, and then you can combine that with the L1 sprint boost, and then you'll be clear, if that makes sense. So playmaker, roaming. So roaming, so they can go anywhere, because you do have wide playmakers, so they can kind of combine. And then your main striker, advance forward, complete. Put complete, so they actually drift wide sometimes, so they don't stay right in the middle. The reason why is because you have wide playmakers, you don't have inside forwards, and you don't have other strikers, so you kind of need them to drift wide every now and then, especially if your opponent is playing with attacking fullbacks and their fullbacks actually go forward. Then he can kind of go into those empty spaces of whatever position the opponent moved out of position, if that makes sense. Like if your opponent drags his center back out of position, then he'll go and fill in the gaps and just run in behind that empty space, if that makes sense. Sorry guys, I just woke up, got ready, and then yeah, I gotta get to work. Alright, so this is how it looks like without the ball. So you're defending a 4-4-1-1 with a high press, a 72 line height. With a 4-4-1-1, you have two banks of 4. You can easily get into your opponent's face, steal the ball, and it's all good. And then that's how you're going to be playing in game. So back line of 3, 1 CDM, quote unquote, 2 center mids, almost like a diamond midfield, and then it's still a box midfield, but a diamond midfield. And then you have a cam, you have your right mid, left mid, and then you have your striker. But yeah, that is how it is. The tactics, the codes are, I'll go over it with you guys real quick, and then I'll put it in the comment section down below. It's going to be the %sign, capital A as in Apple, lowercase n as in Nancy, the and symbol like you and I, W for welcome, lowercase, I for igloo, lowercase, Q, what starts with Q, quesadilla, for lowercase, the number 4, Y as in yo-yo, uppercase, Q as in quesadilla, lowercase, and I as in igloo, lowercase. But I'll go over that with you guys on the comment section down below. And yep, this is the team I've been using, so you can get there with this team. But yep, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button before I forget. Peace.